And welcome everybody who's joined the call. I'm sure more people watch the recording. That's why I hate to do recordings, because everybody's like, I'll just watch the recording. I'll be like, too bad, you missed it.
Right.
But anyway, let me introduce Erika for you guys that don't know her. Erika Hewitt. She is a diamond coach. She is part of Team Engage, but she's like way down under, Mark and Teresa Hildebrandt and some other coaches. So we don't get to see her too much on our page and in our calls. So I decided to invite her to our team call that we have every week, and mainly because she popped up with 52 Success Club points this past month. And I'm like, wow, what the heck are you doing? 52 Success Club points. I know other people on the team have done that, but that's just amazing, regardless. And she said that she recruited 10 new coaches in January. So I asked her to come on the call and share what she's doing and how she's doing it. And so Erika, if you want to take it away. Go ahead.
Of course. So I I guess I wanted to go over a little bit of my backstory, if that's okay. Kind of like how I've crashing and burning on Instagram and what I've learned, if that's okay.
Yeah.
So like Greg said, I've been a coach for 2 years. I am a diamond coach. My first 10 months of coaching, I was solely just a discount coach. But I want everyone to understand, numbers and followers don't mean anything on Instagram. I started my Instagram, my fitness account, when I became a coach, because I had a public Instagram account or a private one who was just my family and pictures of just, my animals and things like that. So when I started coaching, I was like, well, I don't need all those photos on there. So I started a brand new account. So I started from 0 followers. I also was not anything special. I am still not. I don't know. I'm not like an Instagram guru. I just found what works for me and my niche. So when I first started Instagram, I only do Instagram because I don't go on Facebook myself. So I thought, well, if I don't go on Facebook myself, the people I'm probably going to target are probably not going to go off of Facebook. So when I first started, I started following everyone. I started following mainly my warm market, which was my family, my friends, people I worked with. When I started this and when I started reaching out to all of them, I asked them to join me. And I guess it's the way I was posting on Instagram in the beginning. They all told me no. So my warm market told me no. So I knew off of Instagram, I had to go find what was, I guess, going to be my cold market to help join me. So when I was postpartum with my first is when I truly started posting and sharing my journey on Instagram. So when I first started sharing, I want you guys to I guess note these down, because these are things you don't want to do, because I did all the wrong things in the beginning. It was a total bummer. So I was trying to be too perfect in the beginning. I was sharing only the good. I was sharing only my I guess my trophies of working out. I was never being real. No one could ever relate to me. And I, for the first, like I said, year of coaching, no one joined me. And it was kind of a bummer. And I was like, I don't know if this is for me. I didn't know that I could rank up in Beachbody. I had no idea what Beachbody had to offer when I first started. So I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I think I'm doing it wrong. I was sharing the name Shakeology. I was sharing, I was hashtagging Beachbody. I was hashtagging 21 Day Fix. I was doing the wrong things where I might as well have just been giving them the Team Beachbody link to go buy it themselves. So after failing and failing over and over again and not having anyone join me and sharing, being too perfect and not inspiring, I was trying to impress. That was wrong. So after finding my upline coach, which is Mark and Teresa, I dove into coaching. And this is when they opened kind of guess my eye to how coaching could be. I could rank up. I had no idea. And I feel like when I was told that I was able to make a business out of this, I was like, wow, I really need to learn. Like, I'm crashing and burning clearly. Like, someone needs to help me with Instagram. So I need to learn and grow and figure it out, because my warm market already told me no. So I have to figure out, how am I going to find that cold market? So I guess that leads into like how Instagram has really changed my business over the past year. So I didn't get SC52 just by doing what I did in January. I got SC52 and doing what I did starting last January. So if what I can tell you by that, it's finding your niche. I want you to realize, like, I cannot help everyone. Like, everyone on this call, maybe I could relate to a few of you, but maybe not everyone can relate to me. So you have to realize that you can't help everyone. So what I mean by niche market is, like, niche market is huge because it can also go into like your hashtags and how you're going to find your followers. So my niche market, for example, is I'm a mom, but I'm going to narrow it down. Like, I'm a mom of 2 girls. I'm postpartum, as you can tell. I have 2 kids under 2. I have an 18-month-old. I have a 10-week-old. So I'm really narrowing down my niche market. And this is how I find my followers and how my followers find me off of social media, is through hashtags that I use on my pictures, and also through finding my niche market. I'm able to, I guess, gear my posts to my niche market, so my followers are able to relate and are going to trust my page a little bit more than they would just someone who they can't relate to. So when you find your niche market, and when you kind of figure out how you work and who you can relate to, you can then translate that into finding more followers and also using the correct hashtags, which is like a totally different training. But finding your niche is like the key thing to do. So after I found my niche, I feel like that's when I took off. Having a plan of attack for me, I guess, is I've minimum hit SC10 starting of last year, and then I've just grown. So how I feel like I've been able to grow to hitting SC52 and just growing my page to have people trust me and just have like a goal instead of just like winging it every day. Like, what is my post going to be today? I always sit down the first of the month, or even just a few days before. I sit down and I make a plan of attack of what I'm going to do for that month on my Instagram account. So what I typically do for call to action invites is I do about 3 large call to actions throughout the month. So the first week of the month, I typically do a large invite to a challenge group. And then I share my own journey for about a week. And then I do a sneak peek every month into coaching, which I do off of Instagram. And then I share my journey and I do another large invite. So I typically do 3 large invites to call to action. How I do my invites off of Instagram is I do them off of my 3 posts that are kind of spaced on my calendar that I have a plan of attack. On my posts, I kind of just make a call to action. I make a public call to action for someone to tell me they're interested, and I give them a private option as well. I do this because I've found not everyone wants to share that they're publicly interested because they don't want to be judged. So if you give someone the option to comment an emoji if you're interested, like give them the hand raise emoji. Some people will do that. Some people are like, oh, I don't want to comment on there because I don't want someone to think that I need help. So I also give them the option of, hey, send me a direct message or fill out the link in my bio and I will reach out to you. So I give them 2 different options for a call to action, and I do that on each of my large posts throughout the month. I also do my call to actions through my stories, and I'll go on like later how I run my stories, but stories are great and I get more engagement off my stories than I do my posts. So I also do call to actions via like the polls on Instagram. It's a sticker that you can add to your stories. You're able to change the answers on there. So it comes with just a generic yes or no. I never give them the option to give me a negative answer. So it's either like, yes, I want to join, or the other one will be, hey, tell me more information. So I never give anyone the option to be negative on my page. It's always a positive, and it's always somehow I'm going to be reaching out to them. There's also other stickers within your stories of questions where that typically reaches, I get a lot of reactions off of my stories. So for stories, that's where I get I feel like it's really helped me. So I guess like how I hit Success Club is I build a follow-up list off of my invites, and sorry, she's jumping around. I build a follow-up list off of my invites. So whenever I do my invites, sorry, like really nervous. I also do, so I do my 3 large posts. We do call to actions. Sorry, I'm gonna take a sip of water.
Yeah, no pressure.
I know. Just, kids and everything. So, like I said, my 3 posts, I do my stories. That's where I get most of my engagement. But I wanted to talk about, like, I guess what's really helped me and my page lately is I was on this training, and the guy said to me, he's like, I want you, and this is, I feel like what's really helped me hit SC20 the past 2 months before and hit SC52. I feel like this change that I did to my Instagram really helped. It's nothing that you have to do to your bio, but it was more regarding my pictures. So when we all have that person we stalk. We all have probably that huge like coach that we look at, or maybe it's a celebrity that we check out their page every single day. So if you could think of someone that you do, for me, when I would go look at this one girl's page, she drew to me every single day. I looked at her photos and I was like, I'm really drawn into her photos. And I was like, I wonder what draws people to my page. Is it my photos? Is it my stories? Is it my bios? I wonder, like, I get a lot of engagement off of my page, but I wonder like what really draws people in. And I went and I was like, well, her photos are so pretty. Like, they're so bright and cheery. And I went to go look at my photos, and this is when I was hitting just SC10, and I was like, God, I wear a lot of black. Like, I need to brighten up my photos. And I feel like when I took a look at my page and I decided that I was like, I wear too many dark colors. I need to, simple change you can do. I need to wear brighter, poppier colors. And the moment I did this and I changed my page, I got more engagement. I don't know why. I want to say it's just like bees being attracted to a flower. Put on a bright color shirt, because when people are just mindlessly scrolling through Instagram, because it's not like Facebook. Facebook, you have to click on someone, look at their page. Like, Instagram is just a roll of photos. So to grab someone's attention, to draw them into like an important post, bright colors. So that's truly really worked for me as well. So on all of my like big posts that I want to talk about, you see like there's a ton of light in my photo. I've got a big bright colored hot pink shirt on or something, or maybe like my pants are a crazy color and I'm like crazy smiling and I'm just like so excited in my photo. Having my photos pop more than like maybe the other few people on my, I guess who they follow, is huge, because you want to be able to draw your followers in. So I feel like by changing that I've done the past few months and just being popping, but not trying to be like, I guess like just not trying to be perfect and not trying to impress, but trying to inspire through my photos. So being inspirational, but being bright and poppy brings them into your page, which helps people then, I guess, get to know you. And I do the same thing in my photos, in my stories. So how am I doing? Do you want me to go? I'm keep going, but I just want to give a quick.
No, you're doing great.
Okay.
Can you talk a little bit about, I know one of the things I asked you was, are you using a service like STEM Social? And you said, no, you're doing it all yourself. Can you talk about how you're doing it?
Yeah. So I know a lot of coaches, they use the STEM Social to help you gain followers. I don't use any third-party apps, and I don't have an assistant. I'm just a mom that stays at home by myself with my kids. So like I said, with finding your niche market, that's huge. And you don't have to have a third-party app to go find people to relate to you. I find all of my followers just basically going to the search tab in your Instagram, going to the hashtags and typing in a hashtag that relates to me. So a lot of the followers that I've been getting lately are 2 under 2. So I go to the 2 under 2 hashtag I know also a thing I have to say about hashtags, you have to make sure you're using a hashtag that's not like bombarded with Team Beachbody coaches. So make sure before you start using those hashtags on your photos that you do a little research, because a lot of Team Beachbody coaches use hashtags and they're getting really good at them, and they do like sometimes just slam pack hashtags. So you may think you're the only coach that uses this crazy hashtag, and you're not. You're like 1 in like 500 million. So make sure you use a hashtag that is not bombarded so you stand out the most. So in these hashtags that I've researched, there's a few, but I pretty much stand out the most in these. So that's how I find my followers, is through hashtags. I don't typically, I guess I go through, and everyone who follows me back, I send them a message to get to know them. I like to send personal messages. I may follow like a smaller amount of people. Sorry, my light's getting really bright. I follow a smaller amount of people, but I personally know everything about my followers. I know, like, I get to know them. I message them, we become friends, I build a trusting relationship. So they feel more comfortable to comment and react on my page than me just following a few hundred a day and not having that relationship. Then they don't feel as comfortable to engage, and you may not have the likes or the comments or just the engagement. So building a trusting relationship with my followers, I feel like not inviting them right off the bat as well, just getting to know them. They then build that trust and will later on watch you and join you later, because they build that trust. You're not being pushy, and you're just someone that they're gonna basically fall in love with. Like, people, I share a lot with my kids, like on my stories. Stories are the best way for my followers to get to know me. A lot of people are like, it's like tuning into a TV show. You're so funny every day. Like, your kids crack me up. Like Kaylee, she's in the other room watching Spirit right now, but I started coaching when I was 5 months pregnant with her. So she's basically been on this journey with me, and she's grown, and she's been in every single workout video that I do. My kids are in there with me. So I guess I also want to talk about stories, because stories are great. They're a great way for your followers to get to know you. So they're like little snippets behind the scenes of kind of your crazy life, where your Instagram page is like a beautiful magazine of like what you have to offer, but like you also want to share the craziness. Like, you're like, I'm a hot mess mom. Like, today I was like out of control, crazy with my kids, chasing bubbles. Like, my kids were passed out on the carpet while I was working out. Just share and be real, because nobody wants to join someone who they can't relate to. So being relatable through your stories is a great way, but also making sure you have consistency. Consistency through your stories. So what I mean by that is, my stories throughout my day, just my day, are totally different every single day. But I do make a point in my stories when I'm going to work out. You always see me drink my pre-workout in my stories. If it's me holding my daughter, if it's me getting ready, you always see my mom crack. And that's what I call it, because it is. It's like I go crazy with it. You always see me getting ready to work out. I do like kind of like a little inspirational, like, I'm going to go work out. Like, I'm super excited. I'm not like looking down at the floor. I'm like, okay, so today's arms. Like, I'm really positive in my stories. Like, I'm really excited. I stand in front of a window. I make it bright. I make it cheery. I get like pumped up, and I try to get the person on the other side of the screen like pumped up, like, God, I wish I could work out with her kind of a feeling. You then typically see about 1 to 2, 3 slides of me working out. Within those slides, you're seeing my kids. You're seeing that I'm able to work out with my kids. You may see my kids crawling on me, but you're also always seeing a product. So you see my hydrate that I drink during my workout. You see it in a mason jar with a pretty colorful straw. I do this on purpose. I bought really pretty bright, colorful straws on Amazon to make it pop. You can kind of see it here, it's blue. But I do these things on purpose. I put them in my stories. I don't talk about them, but you may see me holding it when I'm talking, and it just draws people in, and it asks them, they ask questions. They're like, well, how do you do this with kids? Like, if you can do it, I can do it. And also, what is that thing you drink? Because I need the energy you have, because with kids, like, I have no energy. And I'm like, girl, I know, like, that is why Mom Crack is so great. Like, so not only am I having someone going to join my team, I'm also selling them on another product as well. So you're always seeing these things in my story every single day. I am consistent. So, I mean, like, I guess it comes down to just being consistent and making sure you're being proof of the product is how you're going to get people to join you and how you're going to get that Success Club point and how you're going to get that PB. So if you're not doing a program and you're not sharing it every day and you're not sharing your progress and you're not sharing your lows and you're not sharing your nutrition, you're not going to have anyone join you. And that's what I do every single day is I just share my journey and I just share the fun times and the crazy times, and no matter what, I'm still getting it in. And it's just a fun way to share life through Instagram because it's not as personal as I feel like Facebook is. I feel like Instagram can be a little less personal and just more crazy snippets through the life. So that's why I like Instagram. And I feel like it's just sharing helps. And it's just what gets me the Success Club points.
Awesome. Hey, could you kind of, I know you kind of talked about everything, but could you break it down like step by step? How do you go from searching on 2 under 2 to a Success Club point? You know?
Okay. So like building a relationship with someone?
Yeah. Like, do you just like or follow them or comment on them, or do you send them private messages? And then how long does it normally take and how many conversations? Or do they just come to you and say, hey, how do I be in your challenge group? And you say, you buy this challenge pack and you're in.
So, I mean, it's all of what you just said.
Okay.
How I hit SC52, everyone who signed up with me, even all the 10 coaches, they've told me no. Every single one of them before has told me no. And it's been like they've told me no multiple times. So I guess it's like make sure your consistency there. But so I guess it takes about, sometimes it's instant. Sometimes you find someone, you follow them. Like one of my girls, Stacy, I randomly followed her. She lives in Canada. She's super cool. And it just happened to be, she was the one who was like, that day, she went through my page. She found a post that I did where I was talking about coaching and I wanted people to join me. She sent me the message like, I need you in my life. I'm so happy you randomly followed me. So there is those. Those are like diamond in the rough. Those never happen. That's like the one I had this whole year. The rest take about, I would say, 3 months of communication and building a trusting relationship. I guess it's like, it's hard to say that because like, you know, you're planting a seed. So like this February, this month, I planted a seed for May. This is like, this month I'm planning for my Success Club in May. So you just have to be consistent. So I'd find someone I'm interested off, you know, say 2 under 2. And I'm like, she's super cute. She's got two really cute kids. I think I could be really good friends with her. So I go and look at her page. If her page is private, I will follow her. If her page is public, I will not follow her, but I will go like the first 6 of her photos and I will comment generally and really read her post. And if it's like, you know, maybe her kid had a birthday, I'd be like, oh my gosh, like that on her post. Like that's like the cutest birthday cake in the world. Your kid's adorable. Just be like actually there, not just like super cute photo. I read the post and I get like into detail on my post. I then privately message her. I don't say I'm a health and fitness coach. I don't say you need to join my team or you need to join my accountability group. I'm like, hey, your kid's super cute. How old is he? Like I have 2 little girls as well. Like they're crazy and they're 16 months apart and I build a relationship. I tell my coaches and I say it's like going on a first date. You have to get to know someone and build that trust and have that friendship. That's how you're going to find quality coaches and quality challengers. Like you're going to have those challengers that quit on you. But I feel like when you build a relationship and you get to know them and you get to know their life and their goals, that's when you're going to have people that stick with you. That's when you're going to have the people that maybe one day become a bigger coach on your team and have those beautiful transformations that are just like so thankful for you. So I guess, yeah, it typically takes around 3 months for me to really get to know someone, build that trust, and then have them join me if it's via either a coach or a challenger. If that helps answer that.
So typically they just respond to your post or your story, and you just tell them, in order to get into my challenge group, you got to get a challenge pack. Is that basically?
Yes. So I only allow people to come into my challenge groups with an all access challenge pack. I don't offer the workouts just the Beachbody on Demand, unless they know about them and they're like, hey, I know I can just get the workouts. I'm like, yeah, you can get the workouts. It's totally fine. We will then do one-on-one coaching. But I do not allow them to come into my challenge groups. So yeah, I do both ways, but I typically try to only stick to the all access challenge pack, the 160 and above. Anything below that I really don't allow into my challenge group unless I know they're having like a really bad hardship with money. And it's just like, it's a hard thing, but they're really interested. And I know maybe one day they will buy Shakeology. I do. It just depends on, I guess, the personality and what kind of relationship we've built. I then, I guess, geared off of that.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so how did you get the coaches? Was that through people that joined your challenge group and you're private messaging them, or did you just do like a sneak peek and people just signed up?
So the coaches, about half of them are from the sneak peek that I had in December. And then the other half were the sneak peek that I had in January. So I do, no matter if I get coaches or not, I always run a sneak peek, even if no one's going to want to join. So every month I run one, and I always do talk to them. I talk to coaches too about like my star challengers. I'm like, hey, I see you drink Shakeology every month, or I see you use the performance line. Like, I also offer the discount option to my challengers, and I do get a lot of coaches that way as well. And I'm okay with discount. Sorry, my other daughter's coming in. I'm okay with discount coaches because I'm a big, like, if it saves them money, it saves them money. And that's totally okay with me. So I get them. They're a lot, the 10 I got, they're all going to be good, hardworking coaches. So I'm pretty excited about that. So I think just me being more confident in the business and being more excited on my page and more educated when I do my sneak peeks, that's what I have found. I get more business builder coaches, just being more positive myself.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, so who else has a question for Erika?
Anyone?
Bueller?
Everyone's muted.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself.
So about the sneak peeks, the coaching sneak peeks, that extra account that you create for that, is that like a private account? You keep it as a private account, or you?
I keep it as a private account. Oh, and I guess that brings up a good point. I do keep it as a private account. And I also, if someone's been in my sneak peek before, I only allow someone to be in a sneak peek twice. I've actually, since I'm having my sneak peek tomorrow, I've run into this with 3 people today. They are trying to enter it for the 3rd time. I simply message them and I'm like, hey, you know what? You've been in my sneak peek before. It's the same thing, same information. I'm not allowing you back in. So if you are interested, I want you to join, but sorry, you can't be in my sneak peek anymore. So I guess like I'm giving more of the tough love. And when I give the tough love, I'm actually getting way more positive response. Because then it's like, it's almost like kids. You can't ask them to do something. You got to tell them to do something. Like, please go get that. No, like sorry, you can't be in there. If you want to join, you can join. If not, like maybe later. So. Yeah.
So what is the advantage of having it private? It seemed like if it was public, then everybody could see your sneak peek and you might get more people, right?
Yeah, but I have a lot of coaches that are not on my team follow me too. And I don't want anyone else taking my information.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so that's another thing is, there are those people out there that don't want to work themselves and they just take other people's information. So no, I will always keep it private. I do, when I am inviting to my sneak peek, I do it I kind of like put it out there. So like today I put out a big post, like I'm looking for 10 women X, Y, and Z is what they're interested in. This is what I want in these people. Like, I'm looking for go-getters. I then do one big post, and then tonight I'm going to go through, message everyone who liked it, and message people who commented on it. I then also, this morning, I made in my stories, like, me talking about it. Like, I'm super excited. We start tomorrow. I put the link in my stories, and you physically have to go in, tap the link, and go follow. So people I know who tap it and then follow my page are interested. I have about, I think, 15 people who are invited into the sneak peek right now. So yeah, I'm going to keep it private, but I do, like, I did it this morning on my stories. And then right before this, I got on there and I was like, I'm so excited. We start tomorrow. Like, if you want to learn what I do, how I do it, like what it takes to be a coach, really like follow this link, because I'm about to dive in. Like, I get really excited, and that, like, I interestingly had like 5 other people follow the page, and that's how I get my people. And I guess it's like, typically I get around 25 interests on the page and they follow me. And I do about 2 to 3 posts a day in my sneak peek. And then at the end of every single day, I then go through and privately message everyone off the sneak peek. And I'm like, hey, I hope you really like day 1. This is what we went over. If you haven't looked at the post, definitely go look at them. Do you have any questions so far? I also create the fear of FOMO a lot. This is like a huge thing. I think also that helps. So through my stories, when I'm putting out a sneak peek or a challenge group. So challenge groups, I typically only allow 20 people to join me, just because I really want to focus on them. And then for sneak peeks, I try to only take in 10 coaches. If I get more, I get more, but I create the fear of FOMO. So I make a list of like spots, and I post this list in my stories, and I'm like, I cannot wait. And so when someone signs up, I put their name on that list and I give them a shout out in my stories. This then gives people kind of the fear of missing out. They're like, oh my God, now there's only 9 spots left. Like, I need to get on there. And then like someone else signs up and I'm like, oh, only 8 more spots left. I'm so excited. And that's like, people are like, oh my God, it's filling up. Like, they get so nervous and they're like, okay, I'm going to do it. Like, it just pushes people. So either your sneak peeks or, you know, signing up challengers, like, it gets them to like get their butt in gear and just do it because spots are filling up. Otherwise, they're like, oh, she'll have time for me. Like, I make people think I don't have time for them. And I'm like, you better hurry because these spots are filling up and they're super, like, we're about to have a blast. Like, I hope you're ready. So that's how I do that. And that's a big thing, I guess. Like, the fear of FOMO has really helped me get more engagement and get more challengers off the bat. And when I want to hit my, like, I guess my goal for the week, that's how I do it, is creating the fear of FOMO. And you can do that with everything.
Right. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Most of us just need to get more people interested, you know, and then, you know, I think that's.
Yeah,
that's
I mean,
right?
you know, it's getting out of your comfort zone and just being more positive and just like, I mean, fake it till you make it. Like, even if you don't even have anyone in your challenge group, throw up a name up there and just be like, oh my God, Annie joined. Like, I'm so excited. Even if Annie didn't join, like, create the fear of FOMO. Like, I guess, you know, like, you got to fake it till you make it, because people are going to want to join people who they feel like they're doing really good. And
absolutely.
Hey, Erika.
Yeah.
I just want to say something really quick. I think it's awesome with like the sneak peek, because this week, you know, I've been doing it.
Yeah.
And I've like reached out to my girls privately in my group, like, hey, I've reached out to them multiple times before and asked them, like, you know, you're still using the products. Do you want to do it? And they basically ghost me, even though I'm really close with them. But for whatever reason, on my Instagram, when I put the little handle, like Grace Not Perfection sneak peek, I've had now 10 people that are in my current challenge group right now that go follow it and have been like interacting with me. Before in the past, when I just messaged them privately about it, they never responded. So it's been really insightful that way too. Because we all know our best challengers become our best coaches.
Yep. Right. That is so true. And that's where I feel like building that solid relationship and trust with even just a challenger or just like a friend, they will always join. Like, just for instance, I have this girl, I have talked to her for 6 months now. and she joined me for 2 free weeks, and I never do that, but I knew she's like got 3 kids, and she's like, I really want to do it, but I can't spend the money. So in the summer, I let her do the 2 free weeks, and I added her into my challenge group. And never, ever do that. She then quit and never came back. She then messaged me today off the sneak peek and was like, you know what? I've been watching you. You're so inspiring. You're so positive. I need this in my life. And I'm like, finally. Like, you just like continue. Consistency is key. Follow up, even if it's just like building that relationship. I didn't even bother her the past 6 months with Beachbody, but I did check in with her. I'm like, hey, how's your little boy doing? Like, he's so cute. You don't need to follow up consistency about joining challenge groups, even just following up about their life. It just makes them feel like you care, and that's huge. I guess I learned that. I worked in the dental field before, and when patients would come in, I'm like, oh my God, how was your daughter's wedding? And they're like, you haven't seen me in 6 months. How did you remember? Like, that just makes people feel special and makes people like love you and trust you more. And they're like, she's so caring. Like, I do care, but I feel like that's a big thing too. Like that really helps, because that would make me just feel so great that someone's like, you know, how's your daughter? Like, yeah, they see her every day, but they just, when they ask, it's so nice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's why I like have to take notes on people, because I'll never remember. But you know, I'll just go look people up in my spreadsheet, and I'm like, oh yeah, they had an injury last I talked to them, so I'll ask them.
So I hope that helps. I mean, I try not to go too off topic. I get really excited and then I get nervous when I stop talking. So I hope I was able to hit everything and answer your questions. Instagram is a great tool. If you don't use it, definitely get on there. I mean, you crash and burn and then you figure it out. Like, it's not a big deal.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Does anybody else have any other questions before we wrap up?
I had a quick question.
Yeah.
You said you, for your challengers, you allow 20 yen for a challenge group. And then, so you probably have a lot more challengers than that. So is it 20 new people? And
Yes.
you only put the new people together? Do you have like an ongoing group as well?
Yeah, so that's a good point. The names that only go up on my list that where I create the FOMO, it is only new people who sign up. So I do have my challengers who are like, they're already customers. They're like, I want my name up on there. And I'm like, your name's on my other list. This is my special list for my new challengers. So yeah, I don't put any existing people on there, just because I used to do that, and I feel like it would fill up too fast and it would just make people really nervous and then not sign up with me, I guess.
Yeah.
I do, like my challenge groups, I run them every 30 days. And then every 30 days, I roll them into the next one as my existing challengers. As of right now, though, I have 3 challenge groups going on. I have a straight 80-day obsession challenge group. And then I just started a peak week or a prep week of my brand new challengers who are all doing 21-day fix. And then I have my 3rd challenge group that is ending their week right now, and I will roll them over to my 21-day fix challenge group after they do their prep week.
Okay. Okay, cool. Yeah.
Doing a Transform 20 challenge group?
You know, I felt like I started an 80-day obsession one. I was like, everyone's doing Transformation 20. I'm going to be different. And that's how I hit SC52.
Yeah, that's for you.
So, yeah. So so in January, because with my first postpartum, and you know, you guys documenting your own progress, always take photos. Even if you're not going to post them, take photos because you'll use them later. So last year, when I was postpartum with my first child, I got incredible results with 80-day obsession. And I was like, what better than I was workout this year? I'm like, I'm going to do it again. So I started 80-day obsession the exact same day I did last year. And I was like, I want you guys to join me. I want you to get the same results I got last year, but do it with me and my 2 kids. And everyone was like, yes, like I want to do that. So that's how I got my 52 as well. It's just bringing up my year-old transformation and getting everyone excited because we were going to rock our postpartums together. Or even if like you're not postpartum and you want kids one day and you just want to have like a sexy body for your wedding, like we were going to get it. So
Okay, awesome.
Yeah. So no transformation 20 packs.
Well, that'll be next month, right?
Yeah, maybe next month. But we got to be different. You can't be cookie cutter like all the other coaches out there, because everyone sees the other coaches. So be different.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And I'll definitely share the recording on our group page. So if you want to share it with, any of your people that might have missed coaches or whatever.
Awesome.
Okay. Well, thanks,
Well, thank you so
everyone.
much.